Hey, my name's Rajesh. I'm a direct lender based in Los Angeles, California, and today we're going to be helping a woman on Reddit find housing for her and her disabled mother. She only earns $4,800 a month. The mother earns or gets $800 a month in disability, and even though the mother lives with the father, they don't get along, and the daughter wants it to be just her and the mother, and the father is probably going to be relegated to living on his own somewhere. So let's get into it. So Vet Tech says she is a single 40-year-old female who earns $4,800 a month, and she is currently renting with two disabled parents who get $1,400 a month in disability. Mom and her get along great, and mom gets about $800 a month in disability, which means the father gets about $600 a month in disability. But she does not want to live with the father. She just only wants to live with the mother. And right here, she currently has $4,000 in savings, and she's adding $500 to $1,000 a month in savings every month. They live in Northern California, and they would prefer to stay in the area. So we're going to see if we can keep her in Northern California, but the more important thing is to see whether we can get her something that makes sense for her current situation, which my goal is to reduce her rent or housing expenses down to zero. She's considering different options here. She is just looking to move fast. She's thought of purchasing a manufactured home or a condo, but most space rents or HOA fees are $1,000 or more, and that would be the majority of her monthly budget. She's considered USDA loans, but can't find the right property location in her area. She's really pegged to the area, and that's probably because she makes $4,800 $4,800 a month at her job, and moving means losing the job. So we want to get her monthly expenses down to zero so that when she does move, she can, or her housing expenses down to zero so that when she does move, she can take that time to find another job. So let's break out the calculator. $4,800 a month plus $800 a month from the mother plus $600 a month from the father is $6,200 a month times 12. Well, actually, let's try to give her what she wants, which is just the mother, right? So $4,800 a month plus $800 a month times 12. That's $67,200 yearly adjusted gross income. And let's say rents. So if we go for a fourplex, right? 3 units are being rented. Average rent, I'm going to guess, is about $2,000 a month. Other debts, I'm going to put zero, assuming she has no other credit card debts. Property taxes, let's say we go with the property that costs, I don't know, $700,000. You're looking at $8,000 a year in property taxes, maybe. Hazard insurance, $1,600. Let's say $2,000. Just to be safe, we're going with FHA just to get the lowest possible interest rate. Liquidity is $4,000. So when we scroll down here, we see the maximum home price is $114,000. And if we look here more closely, let me scroll up so you're behind, you can see behind my head, is max price based on liquidity or down payment is $114,000. But if we go at max price based on income, the max price is $427,000, and that's because of the property taxes. So let's say she gets cheaper insurance, right? And let's see what that comes up to. That is still $430,000 right there. Oh, right, $2,000. Here's the other issue. I put $2,000 a month gross rents, but reality, we're looking for a triplex. So that means, and we're going to be living in one unit, so 3 times 2,000 is 6,000. So let's see what that adds up to now. And even at $2,000 a month on the hazard insurance, if we were to go based on income, the max she can afford is $667,000. but that requires a down payment of $23,000. The good news is that down payment assistance programs exist, such as this one, the Golden State Finance Authority, and they go up to 5.5% in financial assistance based on the first mortgage loan amount. Use funds for your down payment and or closing costs. No first-time home buyer requirement. So with an FHA loan, the minimum down payment is 3.5%. So this one more than covers it. But some down payment programs, down payment assistance programs require that you only use a single family, not a multifamily unit, not a multifamily building, even if it's up to 4 units, even if the FHA allows it, even if conventional loans allow it. But the Golden State Finance Authority allows for 1 to 4 unit homes. And these are designed for low to moderate income borrowers with flexible income limits, compatible with the range of mortgage types, including FHA, VA, USDA, and conventional loans. So this is the down payment assistance program that we would be using, assuming funds were available. And what I did was, even though this says San Bernardino, California, I'm just going to put California here. And this says up to $700,000 so that we can see all properties below $700,000 in up to and including $670,000, which is the max limit here, $667,000. So let's see what type of bedrooms are we looking at. We're looking for at least 4 bedrooms. Home type is multifamily. You see, all of these are unselected except multifamily, but we want to see 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. And so now we found a multifamily home, a 4-unit possibly. No, this is, you can see it below here. This is a triplex. So that means only 2 units could be rented out. And that would be roughly, let's say, $4,000 a month. So she can get this. All right, so here we go. We are looking at $570,000 purchase price. We are looking at 96.5% LTV, or 3.5% down payment, and interest rate of 5.375. Now she would have to come in with closing costs, but we're hoping that the down payment assistance program will help with that. We're going to switch to cash to close because it's a purchase, not a refinance, and we're going to be charging 2 origination points, 0 everything else. We might be able to get some seller credit here in up to 3%, depending on how long this has been on the market. It's been on the market for 31 days, and they've already done a price cut of $15,000. So getting another $15,000 in seller credits is probably not too far out of the question. So let's see here, 570 times 0.035. That means she has to come in with minimum $19,950. But remember, the down payment assistance program will come in at up to 5.5% of the loan amount. And 5.5% in this case, if you keep your eye here where it says lender and seller credits, right? That shows minus 16,500. So let's see here, 5.5, what that would look like. So they're willing to come in at up to $30,252. So her down payment is more than covered. First lien, we got to get rid of this because this is not a refinance. That was from another loan. So out of pocket, her down payment, her total closing costs and down payment are roughly $24,000. You get $30,000 covered by the down payment assistance program, and her monthly payments here are going to be $39.88. So let's see what the average rent here is also per month. Average rent, Zillow. $18.95, and this will break it down per unit. So a one bedroom is $14.95, and a two bedroom is $17.95 or $1,800 a month. So let's see here what that looks like. So we got to update this, right? Well, first we got to see what type of units there are. There's a triplex, so you have one 2-bed, 2-bath. So that means for that you're going to be getting $17.95. And then for the 1-bed, 1-bath, well, let's say the studio, because they're probably going to use the studio is $1,100 a month. So you've got $1,100 a month for the studio. That's probably going to be occupied by a tenant. Then you've got the 1-bed, 1-bath plus $14.95. So that's $25.95 a month. That means the mother and daughter are going to be living in the 2-bed, 2-bathroom unit. And now our purchase price is $462. So that just doesn't help them. We want to get them up to $6,000 a month in rental assistance or rental income, so that their max price goes up, because their total income right now after owning the building will be much higher than before. So we want to get them a better place than a triplex. So they're going to need at minimum a fourplex. So let's see what this one looks like. Is this a fourplex? No, this is a duplex. Let's see, is this a fourplex? This is also a duplex. This says 6 baths. This is a 6 unit, so it would not qualify. What is this? This one's in foreclosure. And this is also a duplex, so another one that doesn't qualify. This one is Oakland, California, multifamily. So let's see. Fixer upper duplex, not going to be good enough for them. They're going to need at least 4 units. That's the challenge we are facing here. And if we go to, here's a nice fourplex, actually, quadruplex. This is $550,000. So this might qualify, but we need to make sure that the rents will add up to what they need to. So let's see here, 4 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom units. So let's see what this adds up to. $16.95. So Chico, California, 1-bed, 1-bath units are $14.95 each. So let's see what that looks like here. That's roughly almost $4,500 a month. $4,485. And now their max purchase price is $576, $575. That is more than enough to cover this. But from a living standpoint, that means the mom and daughter are living in a home where they have to share 1 bed and 1 bath. So maybe the daughter's living in the living room and the mother's in the bedroom, and they have to share a bath. And this is without the father's input, without the father being there. $4,800 plus 800 times 12, 67,200. 67,200. Max loan amount $576. Boom, she's got a place. She's got a 4-unit multifamily, Chico, California, Northern California, where she wants to be. Now, what she could do is, after her payment improves, let's see what her monthly payment would be also at this. So we're going for this place at $550. 96.5. Her down payment's going to be, or her cash to close is going to be roughly $23,540, and her monthly payment after mortgage insurance, after property taxes. Oh, well, let's see here. Actually, let's update the property taxes to match what we have here, right? So property taxes are $8,000, insurance is $2,000. $8,000, $2,000. So her monthly payment's going to be $4,100. And you guys are going, oh my God, she's already earning $4,800 a month just on her salary. How's she going to pay the $4,100? Don't forget, it's a rental. She's got rent coming in. She's got $4,485 coming in every month. Those 3 units will more than enough cover the mortgage payment. And so she would be there essentially living rent free. So, but the squeeze would be tight. It would be her and her mom in 1 unit and renters in the other 3 units. Now, after a year or so of living there, she might say, hey, you know what? I feel pretty stable here. I've saved up enough. I've saved up about, I don't know, $2,000 a month every month for the next 12 months. That's $24,000. And she might say, hey, you know what? Mom, why don't you move into the next unit? So now she's living in 1 unit, the mom's living in another unit. Dad, well, she doesn't want to live with dad anyway. But if she wanted to include dad's income and charge him rent, she could put him in 1 unit, and now all 3 of them are on the same property. But the point would be to make the mom and the daughter the co-borrowers. You know what? The best way to actually do this would be to remove this filter that I put here, where I say use exact match. Now, if I do this, I can actually say, let's say 5+ bedrooms, right? And now I can find multifamily homes where I can get more rents. Here is another 10 beds, 4 baths in Riverside, $599. I think there's a pretty good chance that this one might, this is a duplex. Fresno, let's see, 6 beds, 4 baths. So this might have a couple of multi-bedroom bathrooms, but it is Fresno, so the rents might be low. So 4plex is currently rented for $3,780 a month, $1,200, $1,087, $57, $50. This does not include the power bills due to property having 2 meters only. Power bills are in the owner's name, so you're going to have to charge separately for utilities. Here is another, this is a triplex in Chico. Let's see here. Downstairs bedroom and additional loft style bedroom. So each of these are 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. Let's see what this one goes for the rents. 2 bedrooms in Chico. And there's a triplex. So this goes for a 2 bedroom would go for $1,795 or roughly $1,800. So we're looking at $3,600. $3,600 minus 10, $3,590, and that means your max purchase price is $570. So she could also buy this building. Now she has options. Live in 1 2-bedroom unit and rent out the other 2 bedrooms, 2 units. This might actually be a better fit for her. Cute looking house. Got a nice little barn style shed. Yeah, this would be a really good match for her actually, assuming we could get those rents. Doesn't say how much the rents are, but based on this, a 2-bedroom is going for $1,795. So she could get this one. This would be a great match for her. Mathematically speaking, the numbers work out. All right, so that's the one. We found her a home. We can qualify her for this loan. She just has to apply. Thank you for your time.